Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we truly find out if All Elite Wrestling has paid their living color royalties or not. It's Lost to the Midcard. Welcome to our all-out preview show. We've also got a lot of headlines to talk about, a little bit of Raw and SmackDown to discuss as well, but we are mainly here to talk about All Out, which is this Saturday. We come to you a little later in the week. I've been sick for the past week. Actually was sick on my 40th birthday. I turned 40 on Monday, and unfortunately did not get to celebrate it. But I'll get my time to celebrate it here in the upcoming days, so it's all good. Feeling a little better, not 100%, so I apologize if I got a little coughing fit or whatnot, or lose my voice during the hour and a half that we talk. But we'll get through it here. We'll get through it here, but feeling better today for the first time in a week, so we got to talk All Elite Wrestling, so we got a lot of stuff to cover, but first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. What you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button, that way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday, but very soon it's going to be every Thursday like we used to do, or in this case, it's going to be Friday, since I've been sick, and so that way any time a new episode comes your way, if you subscribe, you'll know when that happens. You can also subscribe to us on Spotify or YouTube, and the links to that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/lostofthemidcard. Go to our pin post there, or you could go to our pinned tweet on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
Doing all right, man. We got a big weekend of wrestling coming up, and we're here to run it all down.
Yeah, we have also got NXT UK Cardiff, which is in the afternoon, our time. In the afternoon before All Out. We will break down that card at the end of the show before we talk about All Out as well. Normally, Daryl joins us on here as well. He's on the Twitter at NoOneLikeD, but he's on vacation. He's on assignment this week. He will join us next week when we review the pay-per-views that we watch and cover and hopefully have glowing reviews over. I'm sure we will no doubt be blown away by what we see of All Out, right, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good stuff, man.
I noticed it's weird on my cable company. It says $34.99. Have you seen that on other cable places?
Dude, I'm telling you, when I ordered it on my cable box, it didn't list the price at all. So I'm hoping I end up getting it for free.
That would be the tits.
So yeah, I don't know. Verizon had it listed at $1 with no amount on it.
Wow.
So I'm like, well, if this is what it's going to be sitting here as I order it, I'm going to freaking order it when it says it costs nothing. And I did. So we'll see how that goes when the cable bill comes later on.
Yeah, BR Live still lists at $49.99. So, but yeah, I have Spectrum, and that says $34.99. So very, very interesting. Let's kick things off with being the Elite this week. What time is it in London? Well, that's the question that's being asked because, unfortunately, Jon Moxley has to pull out of All Out due to a staph infection in his elbow. So we kick off being the Elite episode 167 with a Kenny Omega interview. He's shooting on Jon Moxley when he gets the word live that he's out of the event, and then he shoots on him some more for being careless, working so much in Japan and on the Indies. What'd you think of Omega's shoot on Moxley after he found out the news?
I thought it was Kenny Omega's best promo he's ever cut. Honestly,
really?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it sets the stage for whenever Moxley can return. I don't know how long it's going to take. I mean, Punk's had that, and it seemed like he dealt with that forever, didn't it? Before he could wrestle again. So, and that was the whole crux of the lawsuit. With the WWE.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that was pretty cool. After the usual open, then you got the Bucks and Cody banging their heads against the boardroom table, trying to figure out who to replace Moxley with. And it's funny, they list all their friends that are with other companies. Ibushi, Flip Gordon. Guys that obviously can't replace. Obviously it came out literally minutes after the Moxley news. What are your thoughts on Pok replacing Moxley to face Omega?
It was the best decision they could make out of what they had to work with. I don't think it's on the same level as Mox and Omega, but I think it's still going to be a great match.
Yeah.
And people haven't seen Pok in the United States in a long time, so that's a treat too. I think it's gonna be good.
I think it's an AEW worthy, pay-per-view worthy a match. So I think well done on hustling to get that fixed. CD's getting some gas, and it seems like he's being followed around by dinosaurs because he's at a Sinclair station, and then he goes to take a nap on the couch, and he's laying on a dinosaur, and then as he wakes up from his nap, there is a dinosaur roaring from a Jurassic Park movie. Is that a premonition, Matt? Would you call that a premonition? And then on
maybe.
And then on the flip side, Kaz is hanging out at Chuck E. Cheese for some reason, and then pulls a handle of Jack Daniels and pours it into his daughter's teacup playset, which I thought was hilarious. So apparently that was his way of saying he's dealing with childish things right now. Small things, you could say. All to set up SCU taking on Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and the little guy. What's his name? Marco Stunt. That All Out. And we cut to Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy walking the dog. And well, we thought it was the dog that pooped, but apparently maybe it was Marco that pooped. That we find out. But we get our BTE debut of Taya and Johnny.
That was interesting.
How about that?
Very, very interesting.
Do we read into this, Matt? Do we read into this at all?
All the Impact, Johnny's done with Impact as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
I think Taya still has their championship. I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time I've watched their program. If Johnny's done, you got to think Taya's, not too far behind, and they're going to start doing stuff on BTE. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I think both of them would be excellent addition to the men's and women's rosters of AEW. So, if they're available and Tony wants to sign them, I say bring them in.
Why'd you make me throw the dog? Parkour poop.
Parkour!
Yeah, I would rather see him in there than WWE, where he'd probably just be lost in the mid-card again, right?
No pun intended, right?
Yeah. What do you think about the 6-man tag? SCU, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, Marco Stunt. That should be a fun one.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Then we get to see the VPs hanging out at Ted Turner's house. He's got a nice little house there, doesn't he?
He's back in that wrestling business.
I think we got like a very small cameo in the office of Ted Turner. I think didn't he walk by Matt like briefly?
If he did, I missed it.
Nah, I'm rewatching it now, and I don't think that was him. as the dogs probably see someone walking the...
Good Lord.
There might be some parkour pooping going on outside the house right now.
Oh my.
Buck's doing a photo shoot at DDP Yoga with some ladders and stuff. Getting ready for their... That match will be fucking insane, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. Big news for All Elite Wrestling as Tony Schiavone is officially signed. We talked about this last week on the show. And, hold on a sec here. Getting yelled at the dogs. Hopefully that worked. Tony,
I hope so.
Tony Schiavone, somebody was walking their dogs outside probably, and they just go nuts. Tony Schiavone announced that the city of Charlotte is where they're going to end up on November 6th. So that'll be the next stop on the AEW Live train. And then Jericho talking about, how, everybody should thank him and whatnot.
Same old shtick.
Out there too. But yeah, the big news of the week, of course, is Jon Moxley is out of All Out, which is this Saturday, August 31st. Staph infection in the elbow. Was diagnosed after competing at the G1 Climax tournament. So he will not be cleared in time for All Out. Moxley wrote on his Twitter account, "I'm absolutely gutted to have to deliver this news, but I'd rather have it come directly from me. In a nightmare scenario, a serious case of MRSA has returned to my elbow. The timing couldn't be worse. In this circumstance, I'm forced to pull out of the fight versus Omega at All Out. I still expect All Out to be an amazing pay-per-view and hope all the fans out there are looking for an alternative. Tune in. You will be blown away by AEW and be excited to be a wrestling fan. I look forward to be watching as a fan myself. This fucking sucks." Yeah, it does fucking suck, but hopefully he'll be back soon. Any idea on how long he'll be out, Matt?
You mentioned he'd be back in time for the TNT show, so not too long.
That's good.
I expect we'll see him on TNT October 2nd.
Maybe have him Omega main event that, or do you save that for a pay-per-view?
Well, you can't do that because you already have that 6-man scheduled unless you want to freaking change the card immediately. And see, this is exactly why I was so against them announcing these matchups so far ahead of time. Announce the people that are going to be in action, but you don't need to announce specific matches. You can announce that the finals of the tag team tournament are being held at the end of October. You can announce that the women's champion will be crowned on night 1. You can announce that, X, Y, and Z are in action. But when you announce these matches, you're tying yourself up. And, it overall hurts, things when plans change.
Yeah, I mean,
they could have easily done Moxley and Omega on night 1 on October 2nd, but now you can't without changing the card already.
And imagine the ratings they could pull in by announcing that right now. If they knew he was ready by then, but yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, I mean, I always thought that was kind of weird how much they announced of the first night, especially at the first match and stuff, and I thought it was kind of weird. Some semi-breaking news from earlier this morning. Starrcast announced that Moxley will not be able to travel to Chicago either due to the treatment of the MRSA, so he will not be appearing at Starrcast. They have begun the process of refunding those who ordered the autograph and photo ops. I do remember seeing someone on Twitter asking if they could replace it, and I think they said the response was no. So
that sucks.
Starrcast Events did post a great video of CM Punk in the ring. If you have not seen this video yet, go to @Starrcast. That's Star with 2 R's. @Starrcast Events. It is hilarious. It is great. It's hyping up his which is going to be on pay-per-view. I mean, it's even not only like on Fight TV, it's on my cable pay-per-view before All Out. You could get it on cable pay-per-view. That's how big this is with CM Punk. That you can get it on cable pay-per-view. I can't wait to watch that and see what he has to say.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, to me, that's the highlight of Starrcast weekend. So
marriage talk. Congrats to Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch on their engagement. That's why they were absent from WWE TV this week. And congrats to Peyton Royce and Sean Spears, who got married this week as well. So we got the marriage news out of the way. All Elite Wrestling will crown their first tag team champions in the tournament final on the October 30th edition of the live show, which will be in Charleston, West Virginia. Those tickets went on sale on the 23rd of August already. I'm not sure if those sold out already. It's hard telling. Everybody's been selling out pretty quick, but if you haven't been on the ball. Good news. Staying with All Elite Wrestling, good news. It has been announced that Golden Boy Alex Mendez has signed some sort of deal with All Elite Wrestling. No details on what, but hopefully it is to be in the commentary booth, because him with Excalibur and JR was great at Fyter Fest.
They might eventually transition Jim Ross out of that table and do Shivani, Golden Boy, and Excalibur.
Yeah, because I heard Shivani.
I'm not saying that's going to be at first. I'm hearing the booth on Saturday. Shivani, JR, and Excalibur.
Is it?
That's what I'm hearing.
Ooh. I've heard Shivani may not be always in commentary, so I don't know. I've heard
Shivani.
Dude, man, I tweeted to Shivani and JR today again with my thoughts. 5:05 on Saturday. JR loved it, liked the tweet today too. It's like, God, it's just, I grew up on that shit, man, and I'm so excited to see if that's the team. Excalibur with Shivani and JR, man, that's gonna be worth $50 right there, man, just to listen to those guys talk for 4 hours. Multi-year deal. Some details on the Shivani signing, as we talked about on the show last week. Got some more details on it. Shivani signed a multi-year deal with AEW. He will join the broadcast team with Jim Ross and Excalibur. So there we go. Some details we didn't have last week. He'll also serve as a senior producer at events. He will continue to serve as his role as producer for the University of Georgia Football and Baseball Network, and call play-by-play for Atlanta Braves' AAA team, the Gwinnett Stripers. Excuse me. And as we mentioned last week, he will also remain with MLW during his contract there as well. For those, of course, we talked about CM Punk. The sit-down discussion is this Saturday. Of course, if you're not going to be there in Chicago, pay-per-view and Fight TV is going to carry it $14.99. The 90-minute special will be airing live at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I believe a replay is directly afterwards, if I remember looking at the cable guide. As I was looking for All Out's price on the cable guide there, I believe they're replaying the CM Punk thing immediately afterwards. So,
did you hear who the moderator is?
No.
Mike Johnson of PW Insider.
Attaboy.
That is going to be an interesting interview.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's just say it like it is. Mike's not gonna.
He's not gonna sugarcoat.
Yeah, Mike's not gonna pull punches. Mike's gonna ask the hard questions. So, like, this interview it's seriously it's a must see TV. So, I personally I can't wait to see it personally. So, it's gonna be good.
Alrighty. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get through this one because it's such a good piece by Dave Scheer. My voice may not hold up for it, but this was posted this morning on PW Insider. Dave Scheer. I just got excited. I just got more excited for the NXT versus AEW war. So here we go. I might need to take a few pauses, but here we go. I woke up today to an email from Mike Johnson telling me to watch this week's NXT as soon as possible because it was such a great show. As it was, I watched it today myself. He said that I didn't want to have it. I didn't want to have it spoiled. It should be noted that Mike only does that when there's a good reason to do so. I'm lucky enough to have Andrew Twist send the site the NXT taping results every month, and Mike to post them on the site. I rarely hear about the spoilers before they happen by choice. As I say all the time, I'm one of those people for whom the reason the match and my investment in the people watching the match are every bit important as the match itself. Sure, I can watch random great talent A take on random great talent B and thoroughly appreciate the work that they put in and the match that they have, but I get so much more into it when I'm invested in the stories and the characters. NXT does a great job of getting me invested. So after doing my morning site work, I turned on the show, and Mike was right. It was fantastic from top to bottom. The hour flew by. Highlights included Io Shirai's great new entrance. I'm going to kind of skip through the highlights of NXT. I mean, hell, this will just basically be our NXT recap. Keith Lee and Donovan Dijak. That match was fucking great, Matt. I mean,
dude, I've been telling everybody for 6 months. How much I was looking forward to this rematch, and everybody's like, "Hey, man, it's Keith Lee and Dijak," and I'm like, "No, you don't understand. I mean, their first match was awesome.
Yeah, you heard me,
and the rematch is going to be even better."
You heard me rave about it. Yeah, you heard me rave about it on the show when they had that double count out match.
Yeah, and I've been just waiting for this rematch ever since, and all the bad luck with first Lee got injured, then Dijak got injured, and it's the series of unfortunate events. But I've been waiting for this rematch, and so many people are just like whatever, and it was fucking awesome, dude. Fucking Spanish fly off the top rope from a dude that weighs like 350 pounds and a guy who's almost 7 foot tall.
Yeah, Dijak's
probably come on, man.
Dijak's probably close to 300, don't you think?
I don't know his weight, but I know he's probably closer to 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
He's a tall motherfucker, man.
And you can't teach that. Rumor killer.
Yeah, well, is it really killed? Because I don't truthfully know.
I know, Satin thinks so.
Well.
Do you believe Satin or Uncle Dave?
Well, WWE's out there doing damage control already, saying that it's not true. But if it was true, is WWE going to be the one to say, "Oh yeah, we're talking Enzo and Cass"? So I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. But god damn, that was like one of the best TV matches of the year on NXT. Yeah, that Spanish Fly was insane. I didn't even know. I thought, I was like, going into it, I mean, I knew it was going to be a great match. And I'm like, God, who do you put over here? Do you put Keith Lee over? But I know, I was like, you put Keith Lee over because Dijak's just coming back? Or do you put Dijak over to keep that heel turn to Keith Lee? And I think they did the right thing. Rhea Ripley, that was epic. A great use of the bitch card. Sometimes the bitch card is used a little not well in the WWE. Rhea used it very well at Shayna Baszler, and that's going to be a fun fight. I cannot wait for it. And of course, unless you're under a rock, you knew that Undisputed Era beat the Street Profits, and of course, I think we spoiled that on the show last week.
Yeah.
Okay, so that actually cut half of the article out, so that's good. After the show, it became pretty clear to me that NXT is already preparing for a war when the TV was done, and they set themselves up very well to take on AEW when they face off October 2nd. That doesn't even take into account the Takeover show this weekend and the potential for talents like Imperium to come in and fight the Undisputed Era in a War Games if that happens. As that I don't know if you know, Matt, but that's a rumor that Imperium may invade from the UK and fight Undisputed Era. Of course, for NXT that night will be the third show on USA, so They've already had a lead on the upstart company. It's clear they're going to hit the ground running with their best foot forward. AEW has its second pay-per-view this weekend. Now gets to match the shots fired on Wednesday by NXT. It's not life or death that they hit a home run with the pay-per-view. But when they have over 5 weeks of dead time until their TV starts, it would behoove them to put on a show that gets people fired up talking about their product in advance of their TNT debut. NXT is already doing just that and making the case that when it comes time to watch live, you should choose them and record AEW, which we're not going to do, right, Matt?
No, that's not my choice.
Well, we're doing the opposite. And now AEW has to respond and make the case that we should watch them in real time, which we will. NXT has set a high bar, and AEW needs to at least match it. And you know who wins in that? You know who wins when that is a scenario? You and I, the fans. October 2nd is coming, and I couldn't be more psyched. I thought it was a good article, Matt. So as always with those articles that Dave writes, I love to read on the air. So, and I almost think I don't know. We haven't officially talked about it, but I think when NXT goes live on September 19th, we might be moving our show to Thursday there. I'm not sure. But it's coming soon, though, isn't it, Matt? The war is upon us.
Right around the corner, man.
And, yeah, NXT was phenomenal this week, man.
Yeah, it was a good show.
I wasn't expecting Rhea Ripley. I didn't read any spoilers, so I wasn't expecting Rhea Ripley. I skipped through Io Shirai because I knew she was going to smoke the lady. But Io Shirai's her heel transformation has been spectacular. You ask the question, do they have the manpower to make it a 2-hour show? And I think Keith Lee and Donovan Dijak answered that for you, Matt. As long as they keep producing that, I think they can. There's the talent there, and I think they know how to use it, Matt. So, I think, and that might have told some of those naysayers, because you said yourself you had a lot of naysayers coming to you. I wasn't one of them. I was excited to see this match. I didn't even know Dijak was back, so I was thoroughly happy when I saw that.
Yep.
And so yeah, Jesus Christ, man, what is it? Today's August 29th, so what are we? 3 weeks from yesterday? Yeah, 3 weeks from yesterday. NXT goes live on USA, and 2 weeks after that is AEW on TNT. Are you ready? Are you ready?
The wrestling world better be ready.
Woo.
And that's all I got to say about that.
And I keep hearing that Vince is staying away from NXT. I keep seeing more and more reports. So, and hopefully those reports
for now.
Yep, for now.
And that's my problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, it's for now. So, what if AEW starts kicking NXT's ass in the ratings? And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but what if they do? What if AEW is whooping NXT every week in the ratings? Then what happens?
What if NXT's whooping Raw and SmackDown in the ratings?
Oh boy. Look, I would love it. I would love it if it got to a point where the two highest rated wrestling shows every week were AEW and NXT.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I said I would love it if it got to that point. And I don't know if that can happen. But there's a lot of things that have happened over the course of the past year and a half that if you'd have told me 2 to 3 years ago that this was going to happen, I'd have said you were out of your damn mind. So I can't roll anything out right now. But
we know without a shadow of a doubt these are going to be the two best shows in wrestling. So
I think it would be hard for anybody to argue that point.
XFL teams have been named. We have the Dallas Renegades, the DC Defenders, the Houston Roughnecks, the LA Wildcats, the New York Guardians, the Seattle Dragons, the St. Louis Battlehawks, and the Tampa Bay Vipers. I wonder if someone's going to get RKO'd out of nowhere.
By God.
Hopefully that league lasts at least a year. Unlike the other league. Saturday, September 7th. In Dallas, MLW, great match set up for War Chamber. Austin Aries is taking on Brian Pillman Jr. Hell of a match there. Hollywood Reporter has reported that the WWE is going to launch their own podcast network. Will they hire Lost in the Midcard? Show me the money. They've obviously become very aware of the success of Bruce Prichard, Taz, and among others, and will partner with Endeavor Audio, who's already producing the Nikki and Brie podcast. I bet that's exciting shit. To have a WWE Podcast Network umbrella. Are you excited, Matt?
Nope.
Hold your excitement.
If there was any excitement to be had, I would be holding it. But like WWE. I'm sorry, you're 10 years late to the party. I
didn't even know Nikki and Brie had a podcast, and I'm already bored.
Oh, you didn't know?
If you are a fan of the Indies, Capital Wrestling is an East Coast-based wrestling program. They're going to debut on Tubi TV this fall. Tubi TV is a kind of a web-based application, kind of like Pluto TV, that you can download on your Roku and whatnot, or on your phone. So they're going to be starting this fall with a channel on Tubi TV, so you can catch yourself some Capital Wrestling matches. Their current champions, Homicide. They also have wrestlers including Sonny Kiss, Colby Carino, Jimmy Rave, among others. Jake Hager as well. Corey Graves talked with Sean Mooney on his podcast recently about what it's like to be reprimanded by Vince McMahon. And he goes, the first time he reprimanded me for anything, I was on camera. It was different when you're not on camera. You kind of play it naturally and acknowledge it. But when you're staring at the lights and all of a sudden Vince is yelling at you in your ear, it's kind of really hard to keep your composure and keep your train of thought. I was pretty sure when it happened, I locked up in the middle of a sentence because it's like, oh no, I'm dead. What's happening? It just trumps everything that's going on in the world. I think I've done it long enough with him. He's comfortable with me, and then I think I've sort of earned his trust, and a lot of times it gives me plenty of rope to work with, and I do my own thing. I think he gets that I generally understand the story, even though I don't know where he's going with it. A lot of us don't know where the fuck he's going with it, right, Matt?
Yeah.
So he really didn't go into. I really wish he would have went into like what he fucked up on, though.
Who knows, man?
Yeah, he's pretty much the golden boy now. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't be on two shows, right?
Yeah, you'd certainly think so.
If you are a PlayStation View subscriber, MLW Fusion's been added to that now, so another avenue to watch the promotion. Were you a fan of Ballers on HBO, Matt?
Never saw it, no.
I never did either, but unfortunately for those that were, it is ending. The 5th season of Ballers will be the final season, as The Rock has announced. Mike Johnson, PW Insider, late last week announced that Sinclair Broadcast Group has completed its acquisition with Fox Sports Regional Networks. They acquired them from Disney, and that may have a ripple effect with Ring of Honor, as you may now see Ring of Honor on Fox Regional Sports television. which I don't know if that'll improve the product at all, Matt, but it's going to improve the reach.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I truly don't feel like Ring of Honor is ever going to be able to do anything again until they get a dedicated channel with a dedicated time slot on a weekly basis, because it's just getting out of hand.
Yeah. Check your messages here, Matt. I just sent you a tweet of the announcement of Ken Shamrock coming to Impact Wrestling.
I don't care. I'm not even going to click on that. I don't care. I don't care that Ken Shamrock is coming back to Impact Wrestling.
Look at that photo.
Dude, I've seen old man Shamrock already. I don't need to see him again.
That man looks weathered.
Well, he is weathered.
Oh, it hurts to laugh.
Well, then I will try not to be funny.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's not going to be any Vince from me this week. Probably.
I mean, it's a good thing Daryl's not on the show.
No, there won't be any. There'd
be way too many one-inch jokes, and you'd be laughing, and just wouldn't be good for you tonight.
Won't be any Otis from me. Probably won't be any Eli.
I think that's a good thing.
Nah.
No Otis, no Eli. I bet you Marcho just did a cartwheel in his house.
Dummy, yeah. I can still
what are you doing?
I can still do Eli.
You're gonna regret that in about an hour.
Nah.
In like an hour, you're gonna regret that so much. Say you're already regretting.
I've already been coughing. Hey.
Oh, great googly moogly.
I'll regret it when I'm trying to sing karaoke tonight. I'll just rap.
Dude, there's no way you should be trying to freaking sing karaoke tonight.
Yeah, I'll just rap. Kenny Omega.
Mumble rap.
No mumble rap. I don't know the words.
Well, isn't that mostly what mumble rap is anyway?
Yeah. I don't know any songs by. I don't listen to mumble rap. So. Kenny Omega announced. I think it's November 3rd. I can't read Japanese. But Kenny Omega is returning to DDT Pro to wrestle for them on November 3rd. Yes, that is November 3rd. Okay. Yeah, I can't really read that, but yeah. All right, just skipping through the news I've already talked about. And the news I don't want to talk about. And how about Rob Stone winning the 24/7 championship for 2 minutes? I thought that was kind of funny.
It was fine. It's nice cross promotion with Fox, but I wasn't blown away by it or anything.
Will Ronda Rousey get you to watch Total Divas this fall?
Dude, okay. Apparently you're not paying attention. When does Total Divas come back, JB? What night? What day?
Oh yeah, is that the night we record Wednesdays?
It's Wednesday, October 2nd.
Wow. That's a good day. I thought it was Thursdays for some reason.
Don't you think E might be the dumbest fucking channel on the planet to not move this show to a Tuesday or a Thursday time slot?
They must
You're seriously going to put this show up against AEW and NXT.
I can't wait to see the ratings of that show now.
It might be their final season. Legitimately, the ratings might be so bad if they don't change nights that this could be this final season of Total Divas.
I can't wait to see the ratings now. I always thought
it's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad.
I always thought it was Thursday up against Impact. Now that's funny that you tell me that. Okay.
Yeah, Wednesday night, October 2nd is their season premiere. Have fun with that.
Well, I don't think Ronda can save that even.
Nope.
A couple of Roddy Piper DVDs have been released. That came out.
Oh, the hot rod!
Hogan! A couple of Piper.
You're gonna kill yourself.
Couple of Piper DVDs released this past Tuesday. Getting Rowdy. Wasn't that one of R-Truth's songs back in the day?
Can't quit getting rowdy. Move some things.
See, I thought so. Getting Rowdy, the unreleased matches of Rowdy Piper. 2 DVD set. Also features Ronda Rousey discussing her interactions with Piper. Features some matches of Piper starting going back from 1981 all the way to 2014, which is weird because it's not a match. It's a Piper's Pit with Rusev and Lana. It's weird that It's weird. Okay, unreleased matches. Oh, I guess it's stuff that's never been on DVD. I get it now. WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, they've done this. They've done a Hogan collection like that before.
Hogan.
Jeez, you're so done. You're gonna message me at like 11 o'clock tonight, wishing for death, because your throat is going to just be fucking destroyed.
No, I feel like a new man.
I'm sure you do.
The other DVD is a 2006 documentary called "Born to Controversy: The Roddy Piper Story."
Yep, I've seen that. Not sure why they're re-releasing it now. I actually think I own that DVD.
And then another a B movie is being released. Also, it came out this Tuesday with Piper in it called "Hell Comes to Frogtown."
I have that on DVD too.
Oh my god, that cover looks awesome. You have it? Have you seen it?
I have it on DVD. I don't know if the new cover is the same as the old cover, but the old cover is pretty fucking epic. So
here, incoming link. There it is.
Let me see if it's the same bitch here. Of course, you're going to be difficult. Yep, yeah, that's it's very similar. It's very similar. I think that's a little different than the cover I have, but it's very similar.
Pretty cool. I'll have to check it out. Good. Is it a good so bad it's good movie?
I would say it's so bad it's good. if you want a bad movie to just laugh and enjoy yourself with, it's definitely worth checking out.
WWE's filed trademarks for Breezango and the Outliers. What is... Okay, did you see this today on Adam Cole? After proclaiming earlier this month that Adam Cole never used his name prior to joining WWE.
Yeah, what the fuck is that shit?
And could never use it if he were to leave WWE. WWE sent the following to the U.S. Patent Trade. What? So they're trademarking Adam Cole.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work for them.
What does that...
Sounds like a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
What do you mean they never used it?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me go to ROH Adam Cole DVD. Oh, look. ROH. The Making of a Champion. Adam Cole. That looks like he's used his name on a DVD. Baby. Costs $40 on eBay. Jeez. Somebody thinks it's rare or something. WWE is returning to MSG on 9/9, and a big name is going to be at Raw on that day. What? Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? He will be there. Set for that taping is Seth Rollins against Drew McIntyre. I did not watch this week's Straight Up Steve Austin. I have it on the DVR, though. I'll have to watch it. Who was on this week?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
Becky Lynch is next week.
Cool. That is a great show.
I love it. I think it's great.
Arn Anderson is launching The Arn Show with Conrad Thompson. The show's going to begin to air. The podcast will air on Tuesdays on Westwood One, starting in September. I bet Arn's got some stories to tell. Especially the one where he's in Cody's corner on Saturday, right?
I'll be shocked if it's not him.
Ratings this week, Raw's audience down very slightly, still right at about 2.5 million. Hour 3 did take a dive where Hour 3 had been staying pretty good the last 3 weeks, so that's not good. What was Hour 3? I don't know.
Hell if I could tell you.
Straight up Steve Austin did under 1 million, but barely under 1 million still for a 10 p.m. Central Time slot. 1 million's damn good.
Yeah, I think if you're pulling in 1 million viewers at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, I think you should be pretty fucking happy with that.
And season finale.
It's not the best time slot, you know?
Yeah. And season finale for Miz and Mrs. also just a hair under 1 million as well. So, I mean, two of the better WWE shows, two of the better WWE reality shows on TV right now, pulling in some good ratings. So that's very good for the future of those shows, I would say. SmackDown, holy shit. This confused me. See, on PW Insider, on Raw, they put the newest ones at the top. SmackDown, they have it flip-flop. So I looked at SmackDown on the top and said 3.1 million. I'm like, holy shit. That was from 2016. Damn, tricky sons of bitches. SmackDown went down a little bit, down to 2 million, 2.08 million. So WWE down a little bit overall. And, you know, Clash of Champions are coming down off the SummerSlam high.
It says coming down off a SummerSlam high like Clash of Champions.
Yeah, and on top of that, but at the same time, you got AEW breathing down the neck. You better watch it, right?
Yeah, I was honestly like the last couple weeks of Raw have been pretty good shows until this week.
Yeah.
And I was just like, really, this is what you guys are putting out.
I thought for the first time in a long
pretty
time,
much a month away from AEW's debut. Like, what the fuck were you all drinking?
I thought Raw was pretty bland, and I thought for the first time in a long time, SmackDown was better than Raw this week.
Yeah, I would have to give SmackDown the nod.
Oh my god! I mean, low bar, but SmackDown's ending was a hell of a lot better.
It was definitely a low bar. Like I wouldn't say SmackDown was amazing either, but I enjoyed it, and it didn't feel like it dragged really at any point. So, which it was a lot more than I could say about the SmackDown the week prior.
One of the best sections of the WWE Network is the Hidden Gem section. And the newest additions for this week, which actually were added today, August 29th, they have a little British flair, some Stampede Wrestling, some Mid-South Wrestling, and some WWE Live Events. Adrian Street against Davey Boy Smith, for example. Bobby Fulton against Adrian Street. Randy Orton against Triple H in Nottingham. Undertaker British Bulldog from 91. And then an NXT live event in Cardiff. Finn Balor against Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn.
By God.
Speaking of Cardiff, Cesaro is heading over to Cardiff. We may see, maybe like we saw Finn Balor in a little...
Yeah, I'm guessing Cesaro's got a match on Saturday. Not sure who they're going to put him up against, but I'm sure it'll be great.
Hell in a Cell, Golden One Center, coming up here on October 6th, and it sounds like they're advertising Bray Wyatt to challenge either Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman.
Big mistake.
Sounds like the push is already happening.
It's a big mistake. I'm going to cut the legs out from him already.
Rob Gronkowski was asked about his interest in performing in the WWE, and he says, with wrestling, I don't feel like I would be a full-time performer, but there is one thing I'm down for, and that's to do one crazy match, practice it for a little bit, go out there in like a Royal Rumble. I got my friend in Mojo practice it, do a full-on match. I'm not saying win, maybe 5 years. I've got the rest of my life to do that. I've always dreamed about doing that one time, going in there full out, possibly one time down the road. I figured he'd want to be not a full-timer, but a regular. But
I don't know, as many injuries as he suffered on the football field, it's not really that surprising to me.
Hey, I'm all for a one-time balls-out match, too, I know this will interest Matt very greatly. Fight TV has announced that the Impact Plus streaming service is now available. Here's some interesting news for Daryl. Matt Taven's current contract is scheduled to come up at the end of September. Sides have not come up terms to a new deal.
Yet the underlying argument of why they didn't put the title on Marty at MSG was because they knew he was gone when his contract was up later this year. Yet they have kept the title on another guy who's held it since MSG, who is about a month away from letting his contract expire. Great job, Sinclair. You guys are fucking awesome. Everything about your company over the course of the last calendar year has been fucking fantastic. Good fucking job.
Yeah.
You fucking morons.
And some breaking news. AEW has hired Dustin Rhodes officially as a promo coach and match producer. So good stuff there. That Dustin will be on to stay, and I'm sure he'll have a match or two here and there. I don't want to see the guy hanging up because dude's in great shape, and he's put on some good fucking matches for AEW. As we quickly come through Raw and SmackDown, are you surprised with Ricochet beating Drew McIntyre in the King of the Ring?
Not particularly, because Joe advanced the week prior. But seriously, a lot of the heavy favorites for this tournament have already been knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
And God, I'm already not looking forward to King Corbin.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping it's anybody but at this point.
Well, he did. He did do the kiss of death and sit on the throne. So
that's what I'm hoping for. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it, man.
Does this whole Braun and Seth thing interest you at all?
Not really, if I have to be perfectly honest.
It's very odd. A, I think the OC's run was way too short. B,
yeah,
they're still both baby faces, which is preferred.
Like I fucking feel like it's a guarantee that they're gonna fucking lose the titles to fucking Rude and Ziggler in a couple weeks.
Yeah, what do you think about that team?
Fucking awful.
Look,
I'm all for getting Rude a push, but not like this. Not like this.
Yeah, thrown together.
Ugh.
Yeah, Corbin beat Miz, but that was, I mean, we could have bet the farm on that even when the brackets came out. Then we had a tag team turmoil, which I think got us most excited for Viking Raiders and the OC, right? I think that feud's not going to end anytime soon. Unfortunately, not for the titles, but I think they're going to probably feud, right?
I don't know. It could have just been a throwaway thing, dude. I'm not holding them to anything right now.
And then AJ and Braun. We all knew Braun was not going to win the U.S. title, though it would have been interesting to see Braun walk out a Night of Champions with 3 belts. If anybody can hold 3 belts at the same time, it would be him, right?
Yeah, I don't see that happening either.
Well, hell, it didn't because AJ beat him. But
like, look, they barely let Becky run with 2 titles.
Yeah.
For that short period of time, they ain't letting anybody run with 3.
I don't. You're probably still not on the same page as me on this, but I'm thoroughly loving the Kofi and Randy feud. I love it, man. I think it's great. I think Kofi's still gonna beat Randy at night. This is gonna be his defining win, and then he's gonna probably lose it at Hell. Shit, Hell in a Cell is. You think? Actually, they may stretch it to Hell in a Cell. I don't know.
That's what I think. I think we're getting another no contest at Clash of Champions, and they're gonna do.
So
they're gonna finish this in Hell in a Cell.
I think Kofi probably will lose the title at Survivor Series to whatever big name they put him up against. I think Kofi...
No, because it's Survivor Series. He's gonna.
Oh, it's the one time
Exactly. So it'll be what, Kofi against Seth Rollins?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the match they were supposed to give us the night after WrestleMania, and they fucking ruined it.
So Kofi doesn't lose title to the Rumble then, huh?
Who knows, man? Who knows? All I know is they're.
Are you with me that Kofi beats Randy Orton? I mean, because I think it's completely
pointless. He has to beat Orton.
It's completely pointless if
this
he doesn't.
This is not a feud that he can afford to lose.
Mm-hmm.
This would be the absolute, like, if you had to pick one person, like, name one person on the roster Kofi Kingston could not afford to lose his championship to, it would be Randy Orton.
It basically invalidates the 11-year journey, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It would be absolutely a terrible move on their part.
Yeah. How fucking great was Ali Buddy Murphy?
I didn't agree with the winner, but I thought the match was good.
Yeah, and Buddy Murphy, I guess he's babyface now. Maybe Roman Reigns knocked some sense into him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to pick a loser in that one, But Buddy you should have rode the hot hand with Buddy. I agree, but it almost seems like this might be the tournament that Ali wins. And I think I said it on the show last week. I could see an Ali Corbin final. I could see Elias go into the final against Ricochet. I could see those two finals possibly lining up now with how unpredictable this damn tournament's gone. What do you think of Zayn and Nakamura?
Look, if they're not going to do anything with Zayn, I mean, this is the best place for him right now. So I'm okay with it. I don't have any I don't have any issue with it. If look, if it's getting Nakamura more television time, and at the same token, it gets Zayn in doing something where he's not losing matches every week. It feels like a win to me.
Yeah, and I think Nakamura and Miz is a refreshing matchup. I mean, Miz ain't gonna beat Nakamura.
Well, he should, honestly. The way Miz has been used lately, he needs a fucking win bad.
He needs to be in the world title picture though. But
dude, ever since WrestleMania, he's been treated like shit.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand why.
I think Vince just thinks that he can handle it. I don't know. It's been 12 years since he was world champion. He needs a world title run. For crying out loud, not another mid-card title. Bayley and Charlotte again. I thought.
Oh yay!
I thought Bayley and Lacey Evans had a decent little match there. God, is Charlotte going to be a 10-time women's champion? Was that a little nod to the old Perfect 10 getting married? She did a little 10 thing there at the end of the match.
I think you're reading a little too much into that, pal.
Did you like Big E and Orton?
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
You worried that they're going to turn Big E?
Not anymore.
Okay, good.
I was a couple months ago. I'm not really worried about that now.
Will they finally pull the trigger on Big E to put him in Kofi's spot after Kofi's done with his run?
Unlikely. They should, but I don't see it happening.
Elias sat on the throne, kiss of death. Drake Maverick, your new 24/7 champion. I'm surprised KO didn't try to go for it. Gable and Benjamin did not go long at all. No surprise that Gable got the win there. I'm not holding my breath with Gable beating Andrade at all. Hopefully it's a longer match, but I'm guessing it's going to be Andrade, Ali, and Ricochet Corbin. That sound about or is it Alexander Joe? At Raw side, I really don't.
I think Raw side it's Ricochet and Corbin.
I really don't think it's going to be Elias Gable, so I'm thinking it's Andrade Ali on the SmackDown side.
Makes sense.
And as we said, SmackDown ended a lot better this week. Roman Reigns provided video proof that it was Rowan, not Rowan's dad, that was at the initial attack site, and that led to Daniel Bryan slapping the shit out of Rowan, calling him a liar. But I think that was all an act because we all know Daniel Bryan's in on it, and I think Roman Reigns knows he's in on it because Bryan stormed to the ring, chastising Rowan, but as soon as he got into the ring, he ate a spear from Roman Reigns. I think Roman knew he was full of shit. A lot better ending than last week's weird daddy.
Look, it was impossible to be any worse.
True. NXT TakeOver Cardiff, Saturday afternoon for us that are over here in the North American area. Travis Banks is taking on Noam Dar. Matt, who do you think wins that one? Or do you think this is one where... Because wasn't it Travis Banks and Travis Banks was involved in the one where Finn Balor replaced and fought Jordan Devlin?
I think so, yeah.
Devlin took out. So I wonder if that's one where Cesaro comes in on.
Maybe if Noam's hurt again and I don't know about it.
Yeah. He's
been hurt so much lately, I couldn't roll it out.
Yeah, so that one may be a little tough to call. Probably just say Banks for either way, right?
Yeah, probably.
This one's going to be a fun one. Last man standing match between Mastiff and Coffee. This one won't be light hitting, will it?
No, and I think Mastiff needs this win pretty bad.
Yeah, I think
I
think Coffee's had his time. I think it's time for Mastiff to rise the ranks and get up there. There's a triple threat for the UK tag titles. Gallus, Mark Andrews, and Flash take on the champions of Gibson and Drake. I think Gallus comes out as the champion in this one, Matt. What about you?
It feels like a really short title run, but it's hard to argue against Gallus.
And Flash just came back from injury, so I don't think they're going to put it on.
And they've had a good story with him and Andrews that I could see them upsetting and squeaking out with the titles. Like,
I just don't think
you could easily make an argument for all three of those teams to walk out with the titles on Saturday. So I mean that's never a problem. That's never a problem to have.
For the women, Toni Storm taking on Kaylee Ray. Do you see Toni Storm losing her title here?
She's had it for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't see the appeal behind Kaylee Ray personally.
No, I don't either.
So I'm going with Toni to retain because Kaylee Ray made it personal, talking about her dad and shit. So I would say Toni should, get the revenge and get the win, but
yeah, I feel the same way that just does not feel like the one to take it off of Toni.
I don't personally think so, unless you're planning on bringing Toni stateside for
I would love
for NXT on Wednesday night. So you already moved Pete Dunne over. You've already moved Rhea Ripley. Like, it seems like they're taking some of the talent from UK and moving them to NXT US, so to speak.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it.
Just to build up that roster for USA.
I wouldn't hate it, Matt.
I would say if Toni drops the title on Saturday, she's coming stateside.
You wouldn't hate
and
it.
I would love to see Toni Storm against Shayna Baszler.
Yeah. Walter against Tyler Bate is your main event for the UK title. Is Tyler Bate going to be your first ever 2-time UK champion?
I don't see it.
Yeah, I think Walter's
I really don't see it.
I think Tyler Bate could be another one that they bring over. That's another guy that is very recognizable.
Well, if you bring Bait over, you might as well just bring over
Mustache
Man. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they're prepared to do that. But you don't. At the same token, you don't want to gut NXT UK. And
they got a 205 Live, and they're still going.
Yeah. We'll see, man.
Yeah. So that happens on Saturday afternoon for us. All out. 10 matches on the card, and 2 on the buy-in. I had to think of the name of the kickoff show for a minute there. It's not the kickoff show; it's the buy-in. This one, I think, this one's pretty obvious. Private Party against Angelico and Jack Evans, right, Matt?
Yeah, it should be a great match.
Fucking great match, yes, but it's obvious, right? Private Party.
I wouldn't have them lose back to back,
no.
especially with them being on a collision course with the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it's got to be a Private Party night, but who knows?
21 woman casino battle royale. We're gonna have some new women that you've never seen in AEW. A lot of familiar faces as well. Excuse me. Winner receives a match in the inaugural AEW Women's World Championship match, scheduled for October 2nd on the initial AEW on TNT broadcast. Who do you have win that one, Matt?
Baker.
Yep, I agree. Who are you most excited to see that we haven't seen yet for AEW?
Probably Ivelisse.
Yeah, I love Ivelisse. This is a Joshi match, so I don't know how to call it, except she probably needs to win again after losing last pay-per-view. Riho takes on Hikaru Shida. After losing the last match, I would say Riho has to win this one, you would say, right, Matt?
As far as my understanding, isn't this the winner of this match faces the winner of the Casino Battle Royal for the title?
I don't know, but that might be.
Like I feel like that's what it is, and I'm not putting Rio in that spot. Okay. Not with because I heard she only signed like a 5-match deal or whatever to test out if she was comfortable working in the States or not. Without locking her into some kind of full-time deal, there's no way I'm putting Rio over here.
That almost makes it obvious that Britt Baker's going to be your first women's champion, huh?
Dude, you're dying over there.
No, just coughing. This will be a pillow fight. Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc.
Darby needs this win bad.
Yeah, I agree.
And honestly, any other victory here is not the right call. It's got to be Darby.
It is called the Cracker Barrel Clash. So, how many ways is somebody going to get killed with the Cracker Barrel? We talked about this one on the show either last week or 2 weeks ago. Cody and Sean Spears, and we both agreed that Sean Spears should go over here. Are you still on that same page, Matt?
Yeah, you got to make the star.
Mm-hmm.
Cody doesn't need this win. Sean needs the win.
He's a good hand.
So that's all he'll be if he loses to Cody.
Escalera de la Muerte for the AAA World Tag Team Championships. We all know who's going to win this one. We just know we all are going to win this one because it's going to be a fucking great match. But we all know the Bucks are not going to beat the Lucha Brothers here, right, Matt?
I just hope we never see this match again. I am so done with the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers already. Like they've driven this into the ground. And this was a feud that I was super excited about 6 months ago, and now I'm just like, please, no more. Like I'm done.
No mas.
Yeah. So yeah, let the Lucha Brothers win their little ladder match, and for the love of God, please, like if we ever have to see the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks again, can it please be sometime in 2020?
Winner receives a first round bye in the Tag Team Championship tournament. Best friends take on the Dark Order, Matt.
I want the Best Friends to win, but I feel like they're going to give it to the Dark Order, and I think that's going to suck.
That's what I'm torn on. It's about the only match I'm torn on. Because I still think the Best Friends may win. I still think the Best Friends may be the first champions, either them or Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. But I think the winner of the tournament is going to be the one that does not get the bye. So I'm going to say Dark Order wins because I don't think they're going to win the tournament.
Fair enough.
Pok, Kenny Omega. Kenny needs the win, right?
I feel like Pok needs to make good on not being able to be a double or nothing. I think he needs to take the loss.
Yeah. And who is your first AEW World Champion, Adam Page or Chris Jericho?
I hope it's Page, man. I think they're going to be making a big mistake if they put it on Jericho. I really do.
Yeah, and Jericho's wise enough to know the business. He doesn't want it.
To me, him just being there is enough. He doesn't need to be their world champion. I
don't think he wants to be the first. Just personally. Kayfabe aside, I don't think he wants to be it. And Paige needs to be it. And plus, it's a better story because Jericho says, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself if I lose. He wants that story to unfold. He wants to tell that story. So Paige is going to win.
I hope so. I really, really hope so.
Yeah. It's going to be a hell of a ride this Saturday. UK Takeover Cardiff. All Out. We'll be here to give it all to you on Wednesday. So that's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and all your favorite podcasting avenues. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way. And you can find all those links on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, or Twitter at LITMC Podcast. You can find Matt on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. You can find Daryl on the Twitter at No One Like D, and you can find myself on the Twitter at JB Huskers, and the podcast itself at LITMC Podcast once again. And before we ride off into the sunset, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Gonna have a good weekend of wrestling as NXT UK takes on AEW, and the winner is us. We win this weekend, so enjoy it.
Oh man, it's gonna be good. For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We'll be back at you next week with our reaction to All Out and NXT TakeOver.